When I first bought the house in the 80s, the living room and the bedrooms had this beautiful Berber carpet in them, and I just adored it. But over the decades, many people came through and they were looking pretty bad. And one of my lovely tenants said she'd like to remove it and she'd pay to get the floors refinished. But that was many, many years ago. And when we returned to the house last year, the state of the hardwood floors was very depressing, and we knew we would refinish them at some point, but they were so distraught that I quickly put some rugs down to try and hide the worst of it. And as you know, we also found out that there was original hardwood in the kitchen. So the floors were in rough shape, and we knew it. So we had to sand and refinish the living room floor, and then as well as that newly discovered hardwood in the kitchen. Our friend and contractor Ken started us off when he repaired the trench between the two rooms that occurred when we removed the wall that used to separate the kitchen and the living room. Ken was so patient and introduced us to the joys of refinishing hardwood floors. And he introduced us with many tools that we needed and helped us rent them. We started with an edger that went around the edges next to the baseboards, and then moved on to this big floor sander, and you did many, many passes with progressively finer sandpaper. And then finally, we finished with Ken's own buffing machine.
I'm an expert buffer.
We'll see what Ken says about that.
Lots and lots of vacuuming between these many passes, and they all had a very strong learning curve. The one thing that made a huge difference in these floors was wood filler, because there were many gaps between the boards. And we spent a couple of hours filling these gaps up. And then finally, we put down the polyurethane. We're so happy with the results. It really brightens up the house, and the room looks so spacious that George was actually ready to hold auditions at one point. Since the rooms were empty, we decided to paint the walls, which I'd been wanting to do for a while. And I had hummed and hawed about the color, and finally I chose one, and I actually liked it, which was very rare. The one thing that I was a bit concerned about is our ceilings are very, they've got a beautiful old pattern, and we didn't want to ruin them. And it took a lot of very, very careful cutting to maintain them looking as stellar as they are. One of the things that happened as we were clearing the room of furniture to do the floors and to paint the walls, as we had to move everything into the bedrooms, and we ended up living in the basement for a couple of weeks. We have this huge TV that was 75 inches. When we first moved here, I said to George, you do the research and you can buy what you want, leave me out of it. It was a very big TV, very big Samsung TV, and as we were moving it into the bedroom where it was going to be for a few weeks, it landed on my foot, and I pulled my foot out, and it kind of fell. Well, we thought it was working okay, but later on, as we remounted it, we found out that it was broken, and it had sustained this major damage. But we got another TV now, and it's slightly smaller, and I think it works better. So it was win-win. Once the floors and everything were done and the walls, things were really starting to move forward as far as our kitchen renovation went. We had swapped out the position of the old dishwasher and the sink. So our wonderful plumber, Sam, came in and helped do that. And we built some temporary countertops so we could actually use the kitchen.
We just found out that our plumber is going to come tomorrow and reverse the positions of the rough-ins for the dishwasher and the sink. So we're going to prepare a temporary counter so we can set up our brand new sink in the right place.
So there's a lot of snow again. It snowed again during the night. So we're going to do this in our unfinished garage.
Yep.
Okay.
Using a snap line to draw a very straight line for our cut. There we go.
Okay, so you see the blue line?
That's our cut line. Okay, we have this saw has a nice little laser pointer, so we can see the line that we're going to cut and follow it. It's pretty cool.
Okay.
Okay, now we're going to cut out a hole for the sink. We have to measure it and make sure it's
Should I bring the
right.
sink out?
The sink is ready.
You want me to go get it?
Yeah, we'll go get it.
Okay, bye. Here's our beautiful new sink.
Put it right in the center, front to back too. Pretty good. Now I'm going to describe it.
We also tore down the old cabinets, which will probably have a new life in the new garage.
We gotta tear it up, stir it up, break it up, baby. We gotta tear it up, shake it up, make it up as you go. Tear it up, yeah, stir it up, yeah, wake it up, baby. Tear it up, stir it up, stake it out, and you can't go wrong.
Fucking hell, that's scary.
That was a little reckless. So we finished our temporary counter and installed it. Here it is with a nice new sink. You saw us cutting it in the garage, and now it's here in place. And not only that, but we've done the back wall. That is, we've put in a cement board foundation, a backboard for the tiles that we're going to glue in. Now this is very good to put tiles on. And we also put sheetrock on the rest of the wall beneath it. And now we're ready to put in our cabinets. So we're going to start by putting our cabinets up here on the wall.
After Sam came with his helper, and we had to reinstall the sink, George put the sink back in and hooked it up. And it wasn't until the next morning we realized that something had not been tight enough, and there was a huge flood in the basement.
Well, we had a leak. What happened was I reconnected the sink temporarily so we could use it after we did our day's work, and I did not tighten the connections enough, and apparently it was leaking for quite some hours through the night.
So our beautiful, oh look, it's starting to get really shitty.
Yeah, there's some places where it's just coming through the ceiling.
Oh God.
I think our ceiling just filled up.
So you can see that the whole rug got all soaked.
Yeah.
But we dealt with it. We had to pull down some of the ceiling in the area where the gym materials are, and Fortunately, the rug dried out eventually because I had some massive fans from when the flood happened here back in 2012. These things happen. George and I have been spending many, many months thinking about the kitchen and what we wanted to have it look like. And we realized we're now ready to go to IKEA, and but we'll save that for our next episode.